Hey church, it's time for another Wednesday Wi-Fi. How is your divine connection? As you can see, I was just bellowing the fire. It's a lot easier than blowing on it. And I'm sure you remember that from my sermon just a few weeks ago, where I talked about how we had found a bellow, or we got a bellow, and it made it a whole lot easier to blow on the fire. And I do pray that you are fanning into flame the gifts of God and the goodness of God in your life as you watch this video. And today I want to talk to you about one of the fruit of the Spirit. We've been sort of dipping our toes in the water when it comes to the fruit of the Spirit. And today I want to dive in a little deeper and talk about the first fruit, and that is love. And when I think about the word love and when it relates to the English language, it's kind of a weak word that we throw around, right? Like, I love my dog, I love good food, I love nice weather, I love my kids, I love my wife, you know? It's a word that sort of can be all-encompassing. But when you look at the Greek terminology and the word love in the Greek, there's multiple different words that have multiple different meanings. There's eros and phileo and agape. You know, eros is like a fleshly kind of love, a physical love. Then you've got phileo, which is, you know, where we get Philadelphia, the brotherly love. It's a friendship kind of love. And then there's agape. And that's the kind of love that God has. It's an unconditional love that is produced in the heart of God, and it only comes from God. And so when you look at the fruit of the Spirit and that first fruit, love, you know, love, joy, peace, patience, onward, the word love there is agape. And that love is a love that is produced by God. And so that should tell me that the fruit of the Spirit is not something that's produced in my abilities. It's not produced in my natural strength. There's not something I can come up with that will produce an agape kind of love. It is a fruit that is produced by God living on the inside of me. And it's the kind of love that is unconditional to the world around me. It's the kind of love that is God inside of me, producing that sort of fruit around the people that are in my life. And that might mean people that are kind of unloving towards me. But really, that's what Jesus said. He said, it's easy to love people who love you. It's really difficult to love those who are your enemies. But I also want to say on that note, that love in the sense of agape love is not tolerance either, because God loves us right where we are, but he loves us too much to let us stay there. And so that's the kind of love also that comes from the fruit of the Spirit, where we don't have to accept something that's going to cause harm to somebody's life or to their eternal salvation. And that is the kind of love that's produced also in agape love, where I don't just love somebody and watch them walk into hell, but I love them enough to confront them with the good news or the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so the agape love that God is talking about is not just an unconditional love for those who might treat us poorly or people who talk bad about us, but it's also the kind of love for people that need to know the good news of Jesus Christ. And so I pray that you produce the agape love of God in every way, in every sense of the word today. Here's your sermon in 60 seconds. We just wrapped up the book of Joshua. What a phenomenal journey. You know, chapter 24 just sort of rounded out all the bases. We've been on this phenomenal journey with Joshua as the leader of Israel, but we found out that more than leading a nation, Joshua knew, I need to lead my own home, my own house. And he said that so clearly. He said, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And that was in a point of confrontation at that beautiful valley of Shechem with the presence of God there. He had the Ark of the Covenant there, in this place where Abram began his journey, the first time he called on God, where Jacob's name is changed to Israel, and he builds an altar, God, the God of Israel, where Jesus would have that incredible encounter with the woman, the Samaritan, at Jacob's well. It's a place of decision. And Joshua's mind was made up. I will serve the Lord. My house will serve the Lord. And so the sermon really comes down to this. Choose this day that you will serve the Lord. I love you, church. I'll see you this Sunday. God bless you.